Hello and welcome. Premium costs have steadily been increasing for a long time now. With more silver sinks being added and nerfed ways of generating silver, players are just having a harder time making ends meet to get premium every month. Just a few days ago, premium spiked at over 35 million for 1 month, by the way. Now, this was very temporary, to be fair, but it's now steadily been sitting at over 22 million for a while now. I think it's funny how the initial reaction from SBI was to do a gold sale. I mean, and not to start any, conspiracy theory stuff, but why did they delete the posts? I think a very obvious response they would give is, oh, we don't want, to have people confused that the sale is still available or something, but that's just a copium excuse, I think. They just deleted it because it looked bad, maybe. I don't know. But I was trying to find the post and I couldn't find it. Fortunately, someone I know already still had a screenshot of it. So don't get me wrong, I don't think this was a bad idea, but it's just funny. Now, again, this is assuming they're going to be working on some long-term solutions for this, and the gold sale was just a, quick hotfix solution. We have to do something, right? But if they just did the gold sale and then that's it, then, that's then I think we are warranted to be a little bit annoyed at them. But I remember, back in my day, a while back, I could make a new alt account and spam either solo dungeons or, even rat corrupted before they got nerfed, and you would be able to get premium reasonably fast. Like within the first 3 days, when you have the free premium, you could get it without grinding too much. Now, for the average player who is not experienced either in economy or PvP, it is very difficult to make premium. Okay, it is very difficult to get enough money for premium. And as always, when it comes to discussions about premium prices and so on, there are a lot of people who just name like one reason and boom, GG, that's the end of it. But I think it's important to notice there are many, many factors involved, right? And just to preface this, I'm getting premium for free from SBI because I'm a content creator for now. Well, I'm still a content creator for now. But so I'm not complaining, like I'm not a brokey who can't afford premium. I'm just talking in general for most players, right? But even if I didn't get free premium, like I don't have issues getting premium, like I've obviously spent Hellgates, I've played the game for a long time. But again, the average and beginner players will struggle, especially with these increased costs. We get more silver sinks and in general loot being nerfed, right? So what kind of factors are important here? Well, let's go down the list. So SBI obviously increased the cost of premium a while ago. They also nerfed loot and added more silver sinks. If you remember back in October, it was ironic that they said, this increase will continue unless we rebalance the silver economy in such a way. And clearly the premium costs are still going up. Clearly it wasn't enough. They also ghost nerfed, loot with the silver bags change. If you guys remember, I made 2 videos about it. And this one, I don't know how related this is, but it's related to loot and black market algorithms. So, and the way I understand it, in the long term, this is a good change for players like me and players who generally do like Avalonian dungeons and so on, open a bunch of high value chests, like let's say legendaries or purple chests in 10v10s or castle chests or outposts, like legendary and high value chests and so on. So in general, the loot is less random, it's more consistent, right? Basically, you're way less likely to get a random 8-3 satcher from like a T6 mob, But again, overall, loot is still bad for 10 specifically. I haven't noticed an increase per se, but I can only assume this implies that solo players are going to have a more rough time because group content generally gives you access to high value chests easier and more often. So, but yeah, in general, this change is just neutral for the most part, I guess. Should be less people getting legendary chests with like absolute trash from it, especially in like solo dungeons, I guess. But hey, I don't know exactly how they changed things. So the botting in Albion is rampant. Rampant stuff, get it? But no, it requires urgent handling. Myself, I haven't experienced it, but most people I speak to, and especially on the East server, I've heard there is apparently loads of this happening. Now there's a lot of stuff as well, which is like, season ended and summer break is here and blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of like reasons and small things impacting the economy, but all of it really, like all of it adds up, right? I don't envy SBI because they're in a rough spot right now. Let's be honest, what is the best move for SBI right now? The best solution I've heard so far to help the economy, personally, with my limited knowledge of how much of an impact it has, is to nerf the people with hundreds of crafting, refining, whatever alts, and so on. Make it a daily quest you have to complete, which is already a mechanic we have in the game, right? Whether you have premium or not, you need to complete this quest to get focus. Now, this might be slightly tedious for the average player. I already know a few of you are saying, oh, I have to do this thing daily to get my focus points. That's annoying. But I think the benefits will highly outweigh the downside. The people with 5 or 10 or 50 alts, they will all have to spend, 10 to 30 minutes completing this quest. Hell, just add it on top of the daily quest that, you get the daily tome that we already have. Just add it on top of that. And you have to finish it to get your focus points. Again, it might seem tedious if you don't play daily, but trust me, I think this is a good idea. I don't know, I can't think of this being a negative in general, but if they implement it correctly, right? If you just get however much fame, you can adjust the amount of fame you need, right? But yeah, at least I can only assume this would work. Yeah, let me know what you think about that idea. I thought it was pretty good. I have no clue, to be honest. I'm gonna leave it to the smart people to come up with potential solutions. Obviously, SBI has the data, we don't. They are more aware of what's going on. But clearly, it can't stay the way things are right now. I get it. I can easily spend 15 bucks or whatever it is for 1 month, and like it's no big deal for me. I'm not rich by any means, but it's doable, right? Just think of whatever subscriptions you might have, like Netflix or Spotify, whatever, right? But for some people in less economically stable countries, let's not be around the bush. Third world countries, right? It's way more difficult. If your salary is like $1 or $2 per hour, right? It's kind of tough. Now, I agree. When it costed like 6 to 8 million silver back then, maybe that was too low, but now it's, sitting above 20, right? With all the silver sinks and the loot nerfs, Yeah. What do you guys think? What should SBA do? Because I don't know, right? But I think it's interesting. Generally, when you guys leave comments, it's usually smart things, which is surprising because generally on the internet, most people and most communities are stupid, I would like to say. Nah, but you know what I mean. But yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content. And I hope you have a good one.